As they race up towards the line.
Russell's going along like a winner.
With a photo finish between second and third.
Oh, it was close.
Thanks everyone as usual for tuning in to the Back of Winner Racing update brought to you by Smart Odds. Compare odds with Smart Odds now. Sign up and use the code WINBIG in capitals to get a 30-day free trial. That's a month free trial instead of the normal 14 days. Well, we've got a big weekend ahead of us and the features are well and truly back my end. I hope everyone had a good time during the Queensland Carnival. Look, I'm really looking forward to this Saturday. There's stacks of features and there's stacks of good runners that are out and about. So we'll be covering them as usual. Joe's selections will be up on the website. Make sure you get amongst them and give yourself the best chance of having what looks to be an absolutely ripping weekend in terms of plenty of racing going around. Well, I'll get started with Randwick this weekend. I'm expecting the track to be in the good range, but keep an eye out with the conditions there. The highlights include the Lomro Plate, which is in race number 3, the English Millennium in race number 7, and the Eskimo Prince Stakes in race number 8. So there's a lot to get stuck into, but I'll start here with Randwick, and I'm going to kick things off in race number 2, Autumn Break. Look, I'm keeping it simple. The last start win was sensational. It absolutely bolted in. Obviously, this is a big step up here. Comes to a highway and takes that leap from racing around in the country. But it looks a highly progressive type. I think this is just might be better than these. Drawn to get an okay run in Barrier 7. It's obviously a huge field, so you have to keep in mind when you're considering the price, which is around the right price. So this is no gimme for it, as this is the hardest it's seen to date, but I think it's got a lot of talent, and I'm keen to be with it. 235 on the odds comparison, looks around the right price, should be giving this a shake. Race number 5, look, a few of these I'm expecting to be around the mark, and it does look a race of 3. The market seems to have it pretty good with Monte Veebee, Bundeena and Polyglot. The two that I think are decent prices here are Monte Veebee. Obviously, I was tipping it a few times, put it together at the end of last prep, and first up absolutely bolted in. 270, it looks right. It's got some strong, open form and maps well from Barrier 4. The danger here is Bundeena. Was beaten by a subsequent winner last time out, and I think that $7 price is around the right time. You could probably back both of those, and I think one of the two are going to take this race out. Race number 7, the English Millennium. I didn't head into this with too much confidence here. I've got Star of Jamaica on top at $8, but you could go a few different areas here, a few different ways. There's a lot of different form lines, so it's pretty hard to get a read on this race. I was happy to give that one a bit of a miss, but race number 8, this is a cracker. The Prince Stakes, and I think this is better than a Group 3. Look, all things even, Tempted should be putting this lot away. Its last start run was second to Caulfield Rising, and anyone who knows racing knows Caulfield Rising, arguably the best sprinter on the planet right now, and it's very hard to be against that opinion. So, second to Caulfield Rising last time out in the Everest, and one thing you have to be weary of here is Woderton has beat Tempted 2 out of 3 times, but Woderton is becoming very expensive. Napoleonic looks the other main hope. I think this is all Tempted's race, and the market will say late, but I think it's just a class above these. It'll be very, very hard to beat against this lot. Moving over to Caulfield, race number 3, which is the Blue Diamond Prelude. I'm all over Guesthouse here, $1.95 on the odds comparison. Look, a good win on debut. We haven't really been able to get too much of a gauge of the form, but a recent trial suggested looks very, very hard to beat in this. Barrier 6, Jamie Mellon ticks a lot of boxes here. I'm expecting it to get the job done here and go into bigger and better things. Race number 4 is the Blue Diamond Prelude for the fillies, and this is a pretty decent field engaged here. There's obviously a lot to learn. I'm with Moana Spirit, and I think it's going well so far. It's got 2 wins, and the last start win was convincing. It's pretty hard to get a read on form here again, but I'm keen to be with the one that has the race experience and has the wins on the board. The Autumn Stakes is next, race 5, and I had Observer on top, but I'm weary about the market support for Planet Red here, fresh, and they look the 2 that the market have nailed it down to. Observer, obviously, lots of upside, some really good wins last prep, so it ticks a lot of boxes here. Definitely looks well placed in this field. It'd be hard to beat, but again, probably best to keep an eye on the market there closer to race day. Over to the Ruberton Stakes, and I'm with Oak Hill here. I think it's got the right form for this. Around the mark, not far away from the likes of Way to the Stars and Barrack Hill, and it looks nicely placed here. It's won on the track before. Initially thought it was just a first up kind of runner, but look, the second up form is also very good, and I think it's well placed here to be going very close. So this is its second up run. Now it reads 2 wins from 4 goes. I thought the 390 was a little bit generous. I thought it could be a little bit more than that price. So keen to be with it, and that's my on top selection there. Race 7 in the Kevin Heffernan Stakes. I'm with Tom Kitten. He's the class of the field, but this is probably not a race I want to get involved with unless seeing the market. I mean, Tom Kitten's clearly the best runner here, but you've got a rock hard fit Zoo Sensation racing well. Ferrocci is an interesting runner, definitely had some strong form. Early days in V8 or years showed a lot, and then the wheels fell off at the end of last prep. So that's a bit of an interesting runner to keep an eye on as well. So hard race to get a gauge on that one, but I've got Tom Kitten on top. Over to the Peter Legrand Stakes, I've got Alpha Sophie here. I think she'll be hard to beat. She's got a good record. She's got Zach Spain aboard, $3.20 on the odds comparison. Looks around the right price. Wouldn't want to get too much shorter there, but this does look a winnable race for her, and she's got nice upside. She'll be giving this a shake. Will mention as well, the only other feature there is the Jewelers MRC Foundation Cup, which is race number 9, and the favourite will be hard to beat in that one. That's all there, listeners. Good luck on the weekend. And, of course, our selections will be up online. Just make sure to listen to the SmartB Sports Update for updates on other sports around the world. Sign up to SmartB to get the Back and Winner newsletter, daily best bets, tip of the day, and daily updates and news and information for all your sports and racing. And make sure to follow SmartB app on all social media platforms and Back a Winner on Twitter and X. Thanks everyone for listening this weekend, and enjoy the features. We're getting right back into the swing of things. Plenty to look forward to this Saturday. Thanks very much for listening.
And they race up towards the line.
With a photo finish between second and third.
Oh,